guys. We have 2 more sets of games before the evening is over. The next one being Flash and PoOh, who are sitting in their booths now.
We are looking forward to this match. I mean, you know, in a lot of ways, obviously, it's going to be a mismatch when you look at it on paper, but at the same time, we have an opportunity to see a very talented player in Flash. Of course, probably no need to introduce him if you're an avid game fan, but yeah, I mean, obviously one of the best players in the world, if not the best. And,
he is KESPA ranking #1. He's been that for the last 4 months now. So, I mean, statistically, he is the best player as of right now in all of Korea.
As for his opponent, he's going to be taking on PoOh, and of course, you know, maybe a lesser-known player for the most part. But at the same time, I think anytime that you knock off some players to be able to get to the round of 64, this is kind of the point where you get to separate the boys from the men. Kind of unfortunate for PoOh that again that he has come up against Flash at this point of the tournament. But let's put it this way: if you're going to win this tournament, you're going to have to play him sooner or later, or at least somebody that beat him. So obviously, you're going to be playing somebody good. Would you prefer to play somebody else? I mean, it all depends on some people like to play a different race, perhaps. But at the same time, we'll see what happens here.
All right. Well, PoOh, his other idea is study. So study or PoOh. I'm not really sure why I would choose PoOh over study, to be honest. But
studying has gone to PoOh.
Pretty much, and that's why he is a pro gamer and not an academic. So let's see here. He's not, from my notes, it seems that in Survivor, he lost both to Sango and Nada. And those are
pretty good players?
Pretty good players, but I mean, that's about all the games that I have recorded as official games that KESPA has. He's 0-2 in that sense. Played a lot of minor games, however. But of all the other matchups, he's best against Protoss, they say. And
well, that doesn't bode well
really help him here,
in terms of taking on Flash. Obviously, one of the best players. Let's take a look at Flash. Speaking of which, Season 1, he did very well. Season
1, he did very well. We all know what happened, though he lost to Jaedong in the very end. Oh, there's the fan chants. We know that he lost to Jaedong at the end, but Jaedong also being an amazing player. Season 2, he has been seeded here. We can see he is 143 wins and 78 losses, with his ranking being #1.
Very, very impressive. And you know, I find that for Flash, for the most part, when I see him play, he does very well against Protoss and obviously against Terran as well. I think if there is a weakness, maybe Zerg. And I'm not trying to say that PoOh is going to beat him, because obviously you're
Jaedong.
Yeah, exactly. We're still talking about the best player in the world, but if anybody, you know, the Zergs have been a little more successful against Flash, I believe.
Okay, actually here it's telling me it's 14 wins, 18 losses in recorded games. I guess they just gave me something different here. But in Season 1, he lost 2-0 in the round of 128, and I mean, he's made a little bit further this time around. Let's see if he'll actually be able to beat out Flash.
It would be a feather in his cap. And, you know, a lot of players, you know, you have some players that will basically say, you know, I'd like to play the easiest people as possible, you know, take the path of least resistance, so to say. But, you know, I think true players, they want to take the best players, because the best, you got to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And I think here's an opportunity for the David of the story, so to say, to knock off Goliath and make himself famous. You know, if David never threw that stone, if he didn't take down Goliath, nobody would know who David was.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have never gone on to be a king. But, you know, as he was able to take down Goliath, that gave him world renown, world fame, and maybe that is something that we might be able to see out of PoOh today.
Here's another little tidbit. The last 3 Zergs that Flash has played, he has lost to. So he is on a losing streak to the Zergs, so that kind of bodes well for PoOh here.
Yeah, I really do get the feeling that if there is going to be a race that is going to be Flash, usually it is going to be Zerg. I mean, Jaedong has done well against him. On the other hand, I mean, when Flash takes on Stork, I mean, we've seen him just dominate him so many times. One of the best, if not the best, Protoss player in the world at the moment. He's just had so much success against Terran and against Protoss. And Zerg, I mean, he does well against him too, but if anything is going to give him a problem, I would think it would probably
be a Zerg, yeah. Well, let's see. At the was his club day MSL. He lost to Fake Yellow. And then he lost later on in the Star League to GG Play, who we're going to see later on, actually. Actually, it was kind of funny. They say he lost to Yellow, and then just, like, he was really upset about that. Just a little bit later, his twin brother, Luxury, joined KTF and, like, moved into the house, you know? And so everyone was saying how when he saw Luxury walk in, he was kind of startled, and he was like, what the heck? Like, there's that guy who beat me, and he's in my house, you know? But no, it was actually his twin brother, not the actual guy. I guess that happens with twins and issues like that. So that was a cute little story. I have cute little stories about everyone.
Cute little stories are good. Definitely little stories to help us out.
All right.
Well, it looks like we're just about to ready to go, I would think. Of course, you did mention that we do have a GG Play coming up as well, by the way. So do stand by for that, as he's going to be taking on Into the Rainbow for a Zerg Protoss match. We saw one earlier today with Bisu and Devil, but we will have another ZVP matchup coming up as well. But
actually,
at the moment,
I think Flash is having some technical difficulty. He just called for a tech guy to head into his booth. So just sit tight, guys.
Yeah, it looks like we are going to be delayed somewhat. Actually, one of our monitors here actually just went blue, and we had the whole Windows reboot going up for a minute. I was like, whoa, dear the headlights for a moment. But we are online. We're still going, and we are going to get the game underway. It's just a matter of time. We are going to have a few delays right now. All
right, and I'd just like to take this time to say, you know, thanks for watching. If you're watching live, we really appreciate it. And you know, Nick is over in BlizzCon. Apparently, I don't want to ruin any of the BlizzCon results for you guys. You guys can look that up on your own. But apparently, Idra did manage to beat out a Korean player. You can go look up which Korean player that is, and he's feeling pretty good about that. Though he did lose to another Korean player, but...
And once again, I do want to introduce myself. I'm Jason Lee, filling in for Nick Tasteless Plot, who, as we mentioned, is at BlizzCon. He will be back next week, so everyone wondering, oh no, where's Nick? Where's Tasteless? Is he gone forever? He will be back next week, so not to worry. You will have your original caster back for you.
Nick will be back next week, for sure. And I'd like to thank all the communities out there who are definitely, you know, supporting us in what we're doing, like Team Liquid, Ghosted Gamers, SC2GG, what are some other communities out there?
Well.
GOM TV, obviously. But SC4All, like all you guys, you know what? And 4chan, you guys crack me up. I can't believe we actually have a thread on 4chan.
Well, it looks like we are just about ready to go. I think the technical difficulties have been taken care of, and it seems like the game is about to get underway. Yep,
there we go.
Here we go. GG.
Okay, we're starting our first game here. We have Flash on the top right, while we have PoOh on the bottom left. On Chupungnyong, this map, I think it's also called like Autumn Breeze or something like that, but we'll just call it Chupungnyong because it's easier.
The map. We'll call it the first map.
Okay.
We'll have to come up with some nicknames. Maybe we'll ask our viewers to maybe even post up some different names for that.
We're on Korean TV.
Hey, here we are right now. Of course, the Korean TV casters are actually just explaining right now that Nick is over at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
My name's Jason, filling in for the time being. And, of course, Nick will be back next week, so do join him when he returns.
Alrighty. Back to the game here.
All right, so as we take a look, Flash is right here, top right. Hasn't done anything out of the ordinary. His SCV is being sent out towards his expansion area. Let's see if he uses it to scout or set something up. Looks like he is going to make a barracks. Now, we saw this earlier with Son Ju-hung, of course known as Lomo, in the previous match against Con. He pretty much put that barrack at the exact same spot. Let's see if Flash is going to go for the same strategy. course, that's also going to matter on what PoOh does in response, which way his Overlord goes, because his Overlord actually did not spot that initially. I'm talking about Calm, actually, in that particular game. Right now, looking at the path of PoOh's Overlord, it looks like he actually will spot it because he's sending his Overlord to the expansion area rather than the main base. So a little bit of a smart play, or a fortunate play for PoOh in that case. SCV going down. It is going to spot the Overlord. Interesting enough. And look at this. Already going to a fast extractor and spawning pool for PoOh. Now already Marine and SCV coming down. And as the expansion hatchery is already underway, there's a good chance that PoOh is going to know that this attack by Flash is going to be coming. Already, 3 drones coming out to fend off. PoOh knows exactly what's going on, and he's ready for this. Drones have come out. This is going to slow down PoOh's economy, but at the same time, it is going to be somewhat necessary against the imminent attack of Flash. 2 SCVs and 2 Marines. Looks like we've got 8 drones out here for PoOh. It's going to be a micro battle. Can he get to the Marines? It looks like he's going to be able to get a Marine surround. He wants to get a Marine surround. SCV's doing the best they can to be the offensive line, not letting the drones get to the quarterback. Oh, he does not get any Marines. Flash keeps all 3 Marines alive. That is going to be huge for Flash in the long run because PoOh's economy is going to be hurt bad. No honey for PoOh right now. 2 SCVs, 3 Marines doing plenty of damage, slowing down PoOh's economy. Early on, I've got to give that to Flash, although he's going to slow down on the attack. 6 Marines on the base for Flash. Zergling's obviously out for PoOh, so Flash can't be too aggressive. Of course, if the Zerglings get by onto his main base, he would be in trouble, so he has pulled those Marines back. 6 Zerglings out. And now Flash is taking a more defensive approach. Now, we saw the game between Calm and Lomo. Lomo actually left his barrack out there, built a bunker. Flash is going more defensive, bringing the barrack right back onto his main. And looking at the number of Zerglings, I would say that is a very wise choice. Of course, the difference was that PoOh knew this was coming. Information, the key to this game. PoOh was able to hold off the initial push. He lost a lot of drones. His economy is going to be hurt somewhat, but at the same time, because Flash took that chance, he's being backed into his own base right now as well.
What kind of tech do you think we're going to be seeing here?
I think for the time being, what PoOh wants to do is he wants to keep the pressure on Flash. So he's probably not going to tech just yet. He really could go either way right now. PoOh can go to Mutalist. He can go to Lurkers. At the rate that we're going right now, he's kind of got control as to what he wants to do. On the other hand, for Flash, he should probably go to a siege tank tech, which is looks to be the case. He has started on his factory now. He's going to want to be able to kind of get the tanks, push them out a little bit slowly so that he can eventually expand. If he does not have tanks, he's simply not going to be able to expand, which is going to set him far behind. So I think right now Flash has to get the tank out, start building a command center, and then transfer it over, because he does not want to get too far behind in the macro game right now. Right now he's forced to just guard his entrance, and PoOh's trying to get in on a bit of a surround, but is Flash going to take the offensive here? I don't know if that's going to be the wisest of choice. PoOh's going to be much more mobile. He does have some fire bats though, with 3 medics. Let's see how the micro goes down on this one. Pushing in, coming from both sides is PoOh, but actually Flash doing a good job. PoOh could be in a lot of trouble now. PoOh's not going to be happy to lose that many units. He's got to make a sunken colony. I don't know if he's even going to have the time. He's going to lose an Overlord here. PoOh could be in some trouble. He does have more units on the backside. He was perhaps using for an ambush, but now he's going to have to pull them back to his main. Going for a double factory right now is Flash, and now the Zerglings. Look at this. Look at this. Good job keeping that fire bat right in the middle. And right now, PoOh does not appear to have a sunken. Oh, we might see GG. There it is.
That was a fast
Yep, there
GG.
is GG. Did not have the sunken. You know what? I must say I wasn't expecting Flash to push out, but I guess the number of medics that he had, he was simply able to overwhelm PoOh. PoOh did not have the sunken colony as well. And Flash going on to what turned out to actually be a very easy victory.
Did you see his face just now on that screen? Did you see how incredibly bored he just looked? Man.
Kind of a yawn in between there somewhere.
Oh, wow. I mean, do you think Flash can feel the skill difference between him and this guy?
You know, I think it was kind of the skill difference. I think I don't know if I want to say that. I mean, that would seem a little arrogant of him. I don't think it's to that point. But I think with where he's at right now, the way he's been playing, he's the best player in the world. He's just confident. He's very comfortable, and I don't want to put thoughts in his head of being that way. But I think he's playing at a way right now where he knows what's going on.